Hello and welcome to episode 196 of the Pixel Street Podcast. If you didn't know, this is the podcast where me, Joel Campos, and John Hansen here get together and talk about nerd shit, mostly video games. But I'm going to start off talking about weddings after just a minute here. But this week we are going to be discussing
Hey,
all of the. D- d- Hold on.
we all
Let,
very
let me.
much care
Hold
about
on.
your wedding, Joel.
No, it's not. It's not about my wedding. Let me crack open this fresh Baja Blast right here. Take a quick sip.
Okay. All right, let everyone take a
Ah,
drink.
delicious. All right. So this week we are going to be talking about GTA 6 and some reports that have been coming out about rumors and leaks on what to expect from that. There's a new update on the Knights of the Old Republic remake, and EA doing some stuff as well. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, John, I want to talk to you about weddings. All right.
Oh boy.
I am like full force wedding season over here, in the Campos / Rodani household right now. So like you know I'm getting married in November. John's gonna be there. We're gonna meet in person for the first time. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great time. So I'm getting married in November. So on top of that, like I built a fucking photo booth. I'm building a bunch of like table numbers. That's why I've been blurring out my background pretty much every podcast for the past 2-3 months because it is just filled with like wedding project shit that we've been working on. So on top of that, I have 3 weddings to go to. One was this past weekend, and I have 2 more weddings to go to the next 2 weekends. This coming weekend and the one after. Okay. So
Mhm.
here's the problem I have with weddings. Okay. So I think my headset might die, but that's fine.
All
Um,
right.
we're off to a great start. So last weekend, me and Elise got a hotel, for the wedding block. Even though like it's in the suburbs, which isn't that far, but we both wanted to drink, and that's just the easiest way because there was a shuttle service to and from the reception. That way we didn't have to worry about rides and stuff. But anyway, the wedding ends. We all go outside, and they're like, "Oh, the last shuttle just left," and there's maybe 25 people sitting outside. Like, what the fuck? And we're all trying to order Ubers, and it's like a 10-minute drive. Like, it's not far. And it was
Mhm.
like, all right, $27 to go a 10-minute drive. Like, Ubers are crazy expensive nowadays. So, like, it makes sense. But, what are we going to do? Not take an Uber? Like, not go back? Um, so we're all requesting them, and they're just constantly canceling on us. Like, it'll be like, oh, we found you a driver. And it'll be like, they'll be there in 12 minutes. It's like, okay, cool. And then 3 minutes later, they just cancel. So
Mhm.
I don't know what is going on in the suburbs, but Uber drivers do not like driving past like 11:30 p.m. They just kept canceling on. And it's not like we were going far. Like I feel like that's an easy $30. Like drive me and my drunk friends 10 minutes. So what we decided to do for this next wedding next weekend, this coming weekend, this Saturday, that's in the suburbs, John, is we decided to rent a limo. And let me tell you, limos are not cheap when you're booking them last minute.
Yeah.
We paid $720 for this fucking limo on Saturday just for 2 rides to take us to the suburbs and to bring us home from the suburbs at the end of the night. It's absurd.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But what am I going to do, John? Stay sober at a wedding? No.
That's what I would do, but you be you, man.
Not, so here's the thing though, is like I was texting Elise and like cuz I had to text my friends who were splitting the limo with.
Mhm.
And like I was like, oh, let's look into a limo. They look into it and they're like, all right, $720. It comes out to $120 a person. I think we should do it. And everybody was on board. Like, am I gonna be the guy, John, that's like, no, you know what? I'm not on board. And then like just ruins the whole plan for everybody. No, I'm not gonna be that guy. Also, the last time I was in a limo, I couldn't even fucking tell you, John. I don't even know if I've ever been in a limo.
I've never been in one. That's for rich people.
Exactly. I'm not rich, but I'm going in a fucking limo on Saturday. And you know what?
Mm.
Join our Discord. Go to our Twitter account at Pixel Street and check out our pinned tweet to join our Discord because I'll be posting pictures of myself and my friends in this limo this Saturday. Come one, come all. You know what? And if you are listening to this right now and this is the reason you join the Discord, as soon as you join the Discord, go in the general chat and say, "Hey, I'm here to see pictures of Joel in a limo." And you know what? I'll send them. I'll send them to you.
Until the
That's all you
limo
gotta
guy
do.
cancels on you.
Yeah. Until Yeah, right, dude. That would be fucking miserable. So
All
yeah,
right,
that's
let's
my
talk about
wedding
video
rant.
games.
That's my wedding rant. Luckily,
All
the
right,
third wedding I'm going to is in the city, so I can just come home after.
cool. Video games, though.
Oh, first, subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Oh,
Pixel Street
yeah,
Videos. Should have mentioned that.
yeah.
You like video games?
I
Do I
like
got
video
the
games.
thing for you, John? John, do you like video games that last 10 plus years?
Uh, I mean, they're all right. I'll go back to them every now and then.
John, do you like video games that aren't announced but everybody is aware of?
Oh, it's been announced.
Like in a
They,
blog or something?
yeah, they officially announced that it's coming. Yeah, they just
Well,
haven't
John,
shown anything for it.
do I got the thing for you?
Okay.
It is called Grand Theft Auto 6. And a bunch of rumors and leaks are going around as of this morning slash last night, I think. I first started seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hold on. GTA 5 came out 2012 or 13?
13.
2013. It is now 2022.
Mm-hmm.
GTA 5 is going to become the first game to actually pull off a 10-year cycle.
Yeah.
Unless you consider like WoW, you
It.
know,
Oh yeah. Wow. Definitely.
like
Um.
MMOs.
Yeah. Definitely that. No. GTA 5 even got a new update that I'll talk about in our what we're playing section. But focusing directly on GTA 6. Yeah. Some of the biggest news that came out about it is that it will be featuring a playable Latina female protagonist. There will be two protagonists this time, not three like in GTA 5. Uh, we just know the one is female. This is the first time that there's going to be a female protagonist in a Grand Theft Auto game since the very first one. So this is the first 3D one to have a female protagonist. Um, we know that it's going to start in Vice City, but they're going to add more cities over time. And there was a bunch of stuff about Rockstar's frat boy nature. There was a lot of that kind of Activision Blizzard stuff coming up with them, and also just how hard they were working employees. Right before Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, one of the Hauser brothers came out and he was like bragging about making his employees work 100 hours a week, which was
Yeah, that was so weird.
that was very weird. Um, but yeah, there's been some reports that Rockstar has cleaned up their frat boy culture and they are not punching down on marginalized groups with jokes and have drastically cut down on crunch. Cutting this is going to affect the maps a bit because apparently maps have been cut down from the gigantic original plans that they had before. But if that means that the employees actually get to go home and live a healthy life, I'm all for it. Whatever. The game is at least 2 years away, but there is no internal date set yet, so it could be another 3, 4 years before we hear anything on it. But they feel like about 2 years is the sweet spot for it.
You know what's
Um,
funny about that is like
hmm,
my friend, like he doesn't follow like gaming news or anything, and
hmm,
he's my friend David, who we've done GTA heists and stuff with. Like he's not like big into like following gaming news or anything, but he saw this on like a Snapchat like ad, or like one of those reels that you kind of like if you're scrolling through Snapchat you just see. And he saw an ad for like a news article from something. Maybe he was on Instagram, but either way, of it saying like, "Oh, GTA 6, announced," and he was like super clickbaity because like in the headline of the thing, I clicked on it and looked. The headline says like GTA 6 coming, um, and I think it said like between April 2023 and March 2024, and then like,
yeah,
and then the thumbnail for this article was like it said like at least 2 years out, and it's like, wait a second, those two things conflict very
mhm,
dramatically. Like they're just trying to get the clicks in there from people like my buddy who's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be playing GTA 6 in 8 months.
yeah. That's just what's gonna happen with a series that is as popular as Grand Theft Auto. Progress has been moving slow. It's forced some developers to quit out of frustration, but overall morale is said to be higher at Rockstar games, higher than it was with Red Dead Redemption 2, which is their most recent release. Um, there was a Cops and Crooks mode that was supposed to come out in 2020, but it was cut because it was supposed to come out after the George Floyd incident. There are no plans to bring it back, and we will probably never see that. So, yeah, let's just focus on GTA 6, what we know about it so far. We know female protagonist is one of our characters. We know we're starting in Vice City with more cities added over time. Joel, what are your thoughts on like what do you want to see from Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out on release? I'm not talking about the many updates we'll see down the road. Just at release, what do you want from Grand Theft Auto 6 for you to be like, yeah, this is a successful way to move forward with this series right now?
I mean, honestly, I don't think they need to change much, right? Um, I could easily see them being like, this is GTA Online, 2 or something for the online aspect, to where it has like, maybe it still has, what's the current city called? No, not San Andreas, Los
Los
Santos?
Santos.
Maybe it still has Los Santos that you can go back to and do all of this old shit because it is free to play. You know what I mean? Um,
It's not free to play though right now.
the online isn't.
No, you have to buy it.
Oh, I'm thinking of because it was free on PlayStation for
Yeah,
a limited time. That's what I was thinking of. But
yeah,
yeah, like I'm saying, maybe GTA Online it is just expands on that where you can go back there, do all of that stuff that you can currently do right now, but then they have kind of like a separate city. Like they were saying how I saw an article. One of the rumors was that like they're gonna add cities over time within the
hmm
game as like DLC or expansions or something.
yeah.
So maybe that's kind of how they will do it. Is maybe they'll have a GTA Online for the new game for GTA 6. The thing is, it's gonna get weird though, right? Because if they just call it GTA Online again, and it's like a completely different online experience, it's gonna confuse a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't think they thought that one through enough, but
Is it?
who
Is it?
knows?
Is it a separate? GTA Online now is like a separate game that you can launch on your console, isn't it?
Only on Series X and PS5. On Xbox One and PS4, it's all still within the same GTA 5 thing. So it's kind of a halfway in between thing. Um, I'll go into that more when I talk about what I want to see.
But yeah,
Unless you're done.
yeah. I don't know. I like the online aspect is going to be crazy cool, but I don't know if it'll be that way at launch.
hmm
Um, because this GTA online, it took probably 6 months before like you could log in without getting bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I mean, who knows? Maybe the new game just doesn't have a GTA online, and they just keep expanding this current GTA online, and then add the new city at some point to it.
I just don't see any way that Rockstar would turn down a way to expand on GTA Online. That's ridiculous, Joel. I'm sorry. That's
No,
kind of
no, I'm
stupid
saying
what you just came up with.
no. What I'm saying is maybe they add the new city to the current GTA online and make you pay for that as DLC. I don't fucking know.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, when GTA 6 comes out, I really want them to make the online a free to play model and separate it from the campaign, like they started doing with GTA 5 here. I get that the game originally released in a different time and everything, so maybe it was harder for them to like get everything separated and set up crossplay and all that. But that's what I want. I want crossplay. I want cross progression. I want the online to be free to play, and then if you want to actually like put money down on this and play a story and everything, we've got the campaign for you right here. Um, I don't think a battle pass system would necessarily work with Grand Theft Auto, but they'll. But what I would expect them to do is to carry over their new subscription model that they have in GTA 5 now. I think it's just called GTA Plus. So maybe that would be how they get their money. Of course, they would also bring out new expansions and still charge you for all the like fake money in there and everything. Which actually this week I bought for the very first time. I bought some. Um,
The shark card.
yes, whatever one was the $50 one. So yeah, it. I want more of that. And also, just I'm kind of like you with GTA Online, just like keep going the way you are because every update that they put out is great. It's a lot of fun. I come back to it every now and then and play. I enjoy the heist. Give me more heist and all that. Um, yeah, that's really all I want from the online. For GTA 6, the story mode, I mean, just do whatever you want. I actually right before we started recording, my friend Brandon got a hold of me and he was talking about how he was a little worried that GTA is gonna like go away from being an offensive game and all that, which I don't think that's really what they're saying here. I think it's more just, we don't want to pick on the little guy here. You'll still get some satire and everything, and they'll like poke fun at politicians and corrupt businesses and all that kind of stuff, but they'll kind of just steer away from like, I don't know, probably throwing out the N word or like something like I can't even think of a specific offensive thing in GTA, but because it's just so filled with stuff. But I don't
Yeah,
think,
I was gonna say like GTA as a whole is just offensive.
yeah, that's just what it
Like
is.
from like even like the radio stations, they can be offensive
Yeah,
as fuck.
yeah, you're not gonna get baby's first Grand Theft Auto. It's just way too late for that kind of stuff. It At that point, just stop making Grand Theft Auto if you're gonna completely change up the formula that much. I don't see that happening. I see more like we're not gonna attack people with disabilities. We're not gonna attack racial groups. Just kind of that stuff. Um, yeah, I still wholly expect them to like poke fun at politicians and businesses and all that. So really, the main stuff that you're there for, the shooting, the heists, and all that stuff, it's still going to be there. You're still going to kill people. You're still going to run them over. You're going to hijack cars and all that stuff because that's just what Grand Theft Auto is. That's yeah,
So my one of my favorite things about Grand Theft Auto is that every time a new mainline game comes out, it almost always makes the news. Like your local news channel like talk about it briefly because of like offensive stuff in the game or like reporting that like it's going to make your kids go crazy and like want to buy guns and stuff.
yeah,
And it's really like the only game that every time a new one, because it takes so long for them to come out now, that every time a new one comes out, it's always like a big deal. And I remember vividly, and I've told this on on the podcast before that my mom, like I was at school one day and like I knew GTA 4 was coming out, but like I've never been like super into the GTA games to where it's like I need it like the day it comes out or anything. My mom like was watching the news and was like, "Oh, I should go get that cuz that like the news was reporting that like they should start pulling them off shelves." And this was like the day it came out. And
hmm
because of how offensive and everything it was. So my mom's like, "Oh, I better go pick that up for Joel cuz he's going to want that." And I came home from school and my mom had bought me GTA 4 and the fucking strategy guide because she's like, "Oh, he's probably gonna want this,"
yeah,
which is a
games
cool
are
ass
great.
mom move. The other thing I wanted to bring up is you mentioned a battle pass, and that you don't think they would do it. I don't think they would either, but I kind of would like them to because my issue with GTA is that I log in and I immediately get overwhelmed with the amount of shit to do. Like I never know where to go to find like lobbies that are full of people doing fun stuff. And I think that having a battle pass system along with like challenges that, go week to week and go along with it, I think that would help tremendously. And like of me just being able to find a place like, oh, they're giving away double XP for playing death matches or whatever, or like races, like because the races are super cool in that game. But half the time we queue up, there's like one other person that joins me and you, and so there's just
Mhm.
three people, and it's just like not fun after like 2 minutes of racing.
My problem with the battle pass idea is like, what if they include vehicles or stuff with that, and that's the only way to get them? Once that battle pass expires, you have no shot of ever getting that. Obviously, you already kind of have that in the game where you've got these vehicles and like yachts and stuff that are worth like millions and millions of dollars of the in-game currency. But like, I don't know. I feel like you could still like grind your way towards that. If the battle pass is just gone, you lose all that content. And I just don't see Rockstar pulling a Halo Infinite and letting you go back and work on old battle passes. But I could be wrong. Maybe they find a different way to get all around this. I just don't see them pivoting from the GTA Online model that they have now that has been so successful and makes them millions and millions of dollars almost every single day. I just don't see them going away from that because it's just worked for nearly a decade now for them.
It's it's crazy. Like, how have they had such a successful game? Like, that's like, I understand it's Grand Theft Auto and it's always successful, but like,
Hmm.
this is like one of the most successful games of all time at this point. It's insane.
Yeah, I think it's the second highest selling game ever. Real quick, Brandon Addison is in the YouTube chat says, "I just want more single player stuff, more internal buildings, more single player DLC, etc." And I
But
would
yeah,
hope that
they never did a DLC for single player on 5, did they?
no, online was too popular, so they just focused on that. I would like to see it too. Um, I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe we'll see something like that with the new cities that they bring in. Maybe they'll also add in that to the single player story mode as well. That's maybe speaking a little optimistically, uh, especially since they completely abandoned that in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. It just really feels like story mode content. They want to put out one big story and then not add on to it because they know the big money is from the online mode. So they're putting all of their resources in on that. Hopefully, though, that there are so many people, Brandon, and you could go down a list of people that loved all the DLC content from GTA 4 that would absolutely love to have more content in the single player game. So I don't know. They could bring it back. I'm just saying I don't think they will, but I'm hopeful.
Yep. Moving on, John. The Knights of the Old Republic remake has been indefinitely delayed. So
Yeah.
some notes: Lucasfilm and Sony were not happy with progress on the game, so Asper fired the art director and design director. That's insane.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like it's very rare that we get news like this after a game's been like announced, and like it was supposed to come out next year, right?
It originally was supposed to come out at the end of this year.
Jesus, what what is going on over there? I feel like it's, I don't know. Like, I feel like remaking a game is probably far easier than making a brand new game, but I guess there's probably arguments to that either way.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't know. Like, what was the art director doing? Like, how drastically was he changing the way the game looked?
There's no real details on why they were fired. One of the guys came out on Twitter and said that it was unexpected that they fired him, so they just didn't like their work. Apparently, yeah, they gave a demo to Lucasfilm and Sony. Both of those companies were like, "This isn't good enough." So Asper just was like, "You know what? You guys, you're gone, and we are putting this game completely on hold. No, nothing is being worked on for it right now. They are at the moment they are pursuing other contracts in the meantime to work on before they come back to this game. Before the release, it was expected that the game would probably come out in like 2025, but now that they're just not working on the game, who knows what's going on. Saber Interactive, the guys, they've done a lot of stuff, but probably their most recent and most like notable recent work is World War Z. They were brought in to help work on it. So I did see some things saying that maybe they'll just completely take over development and they'll just pick up from where they left off or something. I don't know, but right now this KOTOR remake is in deep trouble. I it's I guess it's good news that they didn't just outright cancel it, but if they're just not working on it at all, why hold on to it if you're completely abandoning it for other projects right now?
Yeah, I honestly don't like. I've never played Knights of the Old Republic, so I was actually really looking forward to this because like every time I've tried playing Knights of the Old Republic, it just felt kind of like too old and kind of clunky for me.
Hmm.
So I was kind of hoping this remake would kind of grab me a little better. But yeah, who knows? Like, I don't. Who knows if this ever even comes out? It could just be that they revisit it in 2 years, like, and try and restart development, and they're like, you know what, this just isn't worth our time or effort. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
or
My whole thing is that just right away they fired those two guys. They didn't even try and replace them or anything. It's just you're gone. The project's on hold. We're doing something else. that that seems so drastic. Like this demo that they put out must have been awful. It must have been absolutely awful.
I also wonder how many people were working on it.
Yeah, I don't know the size of Asper, so I couldn't really say.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, who knows? They are completely remaking this game. It's not a situation with like the Star Wars Racer game that I love. They made that when it was remastered on like Xbox, Switch, and everything else. I thought that was good, but a remake is definitely going to take a lot more resources and a lot more planning and production than a simple remaster. So something's gone wrong along the way here, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you never see anything from this, and maybe some other team down the road just completely starts over and makes a new KOTOR.
Yeah, this is just like yet another example of why you shouldn't announce a game way before it comes out, right?
That's the thing. Wasn't it just announced this year, like a few months ago?
Yeah, but weren't you saying it was supposed to come out in 2025?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's not that wasn't like a set release date or anything. That's kind of what internal people were thinking it would be. That wasn't like an expected release date or anything.
but yeah, also when they announced it, did they have like any footage or anything, or was it just like a splash screen?
I believe it was just a little cinematic, if I remember right. You saw the main guy and he like pulled out a lightsaber. I that's really all I can remember from it. Are you looking it up?
Trying to, but like I looked up
All
KOTOR
right.
remake and it's just like reactions of the
Yeah.
cancellation. I'm
Um.
looking. Oh, I have it up.
While while you're
Oh
looking
yeah,
for
it's like it's super basic. It's just like the guy
yeah
standing there with the lightsaber.
yeah. Brandon Edison says rather have it on hold than a cyberpunk ordeal again. That's my thing. Cyberpunk came out. I don't think this game's coming out. At least whatever they have right here, I don't think that's coming out.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
knows, man. Time will tell.
Yep.
Moving on, EA is reportedly making a single-player open-world Black Panther game. This I saw Jeff Grubb talking about this. Is he the one that kind of broke this?
Yeah, he did. So really take anything you say from him with a grain of salt. He gets some things right, but he also it's kind of a flip floppy kind of thing. But yeah,
Some
he's
notes are that the game will be an origin story. It's made by a new development team and is early in development.
yeah. Does that excite you, Joel? Do you want a Black Panther open world game?
I think that'd be fun. Like I liked Marvel's Avengers, the single player, a lot. I
Mhm.
know it wasn't open world, but I still loved the fuck out of that game.
Yeah. Um.
I think that
Well,
Marvel strives probably in single player games rather than a what would you call Marvel's Avengers? Like it's like Destiny, where it's like it's almost like an MMO, but it's not. You know what I
a
mean?
live service game. Yeah. I would rather this be a linear affair. Um. I don't think obviously I haven't gotten my hands on it. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if moving around an open world would be fun as Black Panther. I just don't really feel like it would be. I feel like he's more of a brawling kind of character. He can be fast and everything. I just think putting him in like a corridor where he can like beat up a bunch of guys and just quickly move on to the next room, I think that would be more fun. Put me on a linear path. I think a linear
John,
single player
you're
is
thinking
preferred.
of X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, something like that. I think that's really what would work great for Black Panther. That's actually how I think the new Wolverine game will come out with Insomniac. I don't see that being open world because I don't think that lends itself to an open world
I
very
don't see
well.
how Wolverine could be an open world game. Like, what do you do? Just sprint around the streets super
That
fast? Like,
that's what
it
I'm
doesn't make
saying.
sense.
That's the same thing with Black Panther. Like he's it's gonna take place in Wakanda, and while I think running around Wakanda would be really cool, I don't think he lends himself to be a great like traversal character.
I mean,
That's
they
what I'm
figured it
saying.
out. They figured it out for Marvel's Adventures, right?
But that's not really like the same thing, is it? I haven't played the Black
Kind of.
Panther stuff in Avengers. Do you go all around Wakanda?
No, I mean, no, not Wakanda, but like you go through huge open areas with other people playing as the Avengers. Like, in for instance, in that game, you can get from point A to B in about the same amount of time as Black Panther as you can flying around as Iron Man or Thor.
Yeah, we'll
And
see.
it doesn't seem weird at all from what I've played.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I want to see whatever this is. It being a new team is kind of exciting as well. It's just, I don't know. Open world games are kind of hit and miss with me.
I'm also not a fan of like the whole origin story aspect, right? Like
It is weird.
I think it makes a little more sense with Black Panther, but like with Spider-Man where like every time they reboot Spider-Man they do an origin story.
Well, they've done better about avoiding that
Yeah.
lately. But
But
Black Panther, I don't know. I feel like isn't his whole origin is that the previous
he's a
Black Panther
prince
died, so he took it over. Yeah,
pretty
he's just a
much.
prince, so he took it over. I don't know. I don't know if that needs an origin story. I don't know.
I mean, there's also like so many variants of comics out there, right? So this could
Yeah,
be like one of those variants where the origin is kind of different. So
yeah,
who knows? But yeah, I'm definitely excited for whatever this turns out to be. John,
absolutely.
let's move on to the quick news. Give me them quick, dirty news.
All right, Multiverses has a ton of players. The open beta for it started this week. So far, at the time of this recording, its peak concurrent players has been 144,456 on Steam alone. Obviously, we don't know what Xbox and PlayStation are, but on Steam, it has a higher player count right now than Warframe, Rust, and Destiny 2. So, pretty successful for this Smash ripoff, really.
Are you gonna
Um,
buy it, or are you just gonna play the free to
it's free
play
to play.
version?
It's
Well,
free to play. You don't have to buy it.
oh, even the characters, you don't have to pay for any of them.
So it's kind of like Smite. If you've ever played that, there's a free rotation of characters.
Hmm.
As you play, though, you earn coins and you can just unlock them, or you can buy them if you want. But
Oh,
I've
cool.
gotten,
I just googled and apparently it runs great on my Steam Deck. So maybe I'll download it and try it there.
yeah, might as well. It's got cross progression, cross play, and all that stuff. So
You know what else it has, John? LeBron James.
yeah, I was joking that they should bring in LeBron James because I was like, oh, he's a WB character now. And then they actually announced him, and I was like,
I honestly did not think they would ever do that just because like it's the same reason why like I don't think Fortnite will ever bring back the NFL skins because it's like out of touch, you know, where like NFL players like abusing their wives and stuff and getting accused of that, and then people just like making memes in Fortnite with them, um, like
mm,
holding guns and stuff. And it's the same thing where it's like, what's stopping somebody from hating LeBron James so much that they start a YouTube channel where they just beat the shit out of LeBron James in multiverses every day? It's like it's a weird thing, but
it
hey,
is very cartoony, though. This isn't a Fortnite situation where you actually have guns and stuff. So I don't know. Next up, VR Chat has banned all mods, angering the entire community with questions of accessibility. Have you ever messed with VR Chat? Because I haven't, but apparently people are not happy that they're taking away mods.
I have not
Compared
messed with it, but I think every TikTok or anything I've seen of it, I think that it's all heavily modded, where like people will
Yeah.
mod in skins of characters that they're, you know, like appearing to other people as, and
Mhm.
them taking that away kind of sucks.
Yeah, I saw some people saying like they were using that as a way to like help people with like seeing and hearing problems to like watch movies and stuff. Uh, there was some kind of mod that helped them with that. I'm not real sure about the specifics and everything. Hopefully they can find like an in between point because I saw their official statement on it and it was kind of like a oh we're doing this to protect the players and everything, cut down on toxicity and all that. I feel like it's a bit drastic to just completely take them all away, though, because there obviously was a lot of good stuff in there. So hopefully they roll it back a little bit. Next up, Xbox Series X and X are still the fastest selling Xbox consoles ever. A Pokemon Go update has added a new incense, and I tried this out this week.
Same.
It's like called the Daily Adventure Incense, and when you do it and walk around, you have a chance to catch rare Pokemon. Very good idea. I'm glad that they put that in. It's also the only way to get Galarian, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres as well. So if you're
Oh, I
lucky,
did not know that.
you
Yeah,
might get a
so
legendary.
I've just like vaguely tried it. Like I've popped it in the morning when I walk my dog, but I sometimes forget that I have it popped, so I'm not really paying attention all that much.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's cool. Is it here to stay? Like,
Yeah, I believe
oh,
this is a
awesome.
permanent thing. You get it one time a day. You can't buy more, and it lasts for 15 minutes. You also have to be moving for it to work. If you're sitting still, no special
Yeah,
rare Pokemon will pop up.
okay, yeah, because this morning I got home like from walking the dog, and as soon as I got home, I was like, "Oh, I should use that incense," and I popped it, and then like one Pokemon popped up, and that was it, and then it
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah. So it's not like the regular incense. The regular incense that you can buy and stuff, that one will bring in Pokemon, but they're in a
Okay,
different like tier and stuff.
see, I assumed it worked the same way. That's why I did it.
Yep. Yeah. I did the same thing my first time, and then I found out more. Yakuza Like a Dragon, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and Little Nightmares are the free PS Plus games for August, which is a massive haul. That is not the higher subscriptions. That's just your base tier PS Plus free games. Redeem them, they're yours forever. Those are three very good games. That is awesome. They also announced that the other Yakuza games are coming into that subscription service, so you can download them and play them. So that's cool. $500,000 worth of Pokemon cards in 3 boxes were stolen from a collector in South Carolina, Joel. Think about
No comment. I just
that.
have like boxes. You know what I mean?
Probably not $500,000 worth, though. I'm sure your wedding would be paid off if you did. Yeah, I was looking into the details on this. Apparently, this guy owns a 7 bedroom apartment, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it specifically says he has a 7 bedroom apartment, and
That's not a thing. That's a
and it's
house.
it is just filled, absolutely filled with.
Wait, hold
Uh,
on. I don't really even care that the Pokemon cards were stolen anymore. Tell
yeah,
me more about this 7 bedroom
that
apartment. I'm
I'm
gonna need to
trying
see
to.
some. I'm gonna need to see
I
a Zillow link.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like that. I was just reading the article. But apparently, it's a 7 room apartment filled with different collectors cards. It's not just Pokemon. It's like NFL, MLB, like just cards everywhere in boxes. And someone came in and just took 3 boxes, and there was like $500,000 worth in there.
Oh, so it's not all Pokemon cards that were stolen then.
I believe the batch that were Pokemon cards. He just has others in there. It's
So so,
his his
so
place is
okay.
just filled with cards, is what I'm saying.
So it's not like they're not like sealed Pokemon cards or anything. Like they're probably all like graded or super expensive cards that he's pulled or bought from people
Probably,
on eBay. Okay.
yeah. I
That's
imagine.
wild.
I really would like to see the 7 bedroom apartment though.
That's
Like,
what
what
I'm
the
saying. It doesn't
fuck?
make how many baths? 7 bed, one bath.
Yeah, just one. I imagine it's just him living there. If all these rooms are just filled with cards, so I don't know. Maybe. Um, MetaQuest 2 prices are going up $100. Usually you see these kind of things drop when they've been on the market for a while, but nope, Facebook's like, hey, uh, we've put a lot of money into making sure VR stays around. We need more money from you to buy this hardware. So that took an even bigger hit on me ever getting one of these, because these are the ones that
Like
I was like, oh, I might grab one.
the thing is like they know what they're doing because like that is the headset to get for like for your average user like Joe Schmo who doesn't own a PC, like which is most people don't own a PC that's good enough to run VR games. Like it just makes sense to get the
Yeah,
Oculus. So
yeah. I think now the price is 400 or 500, or at least once it happens. I believe it happens in August, so maybe if you want one now at the price it already is at, run to a store and see what they are. Um, yeah, this kind of just pushed me more towards. Well, I guess I'll have to hope that PSVR 2 doesn't make me sick
I mean,
and
some
maybe
PSVR
try
2 news
that.
came out this week. You saw that,
It?
didn't you? It was like
I
it was
did not.
it, it was like very it was like the first like screenshots they posted on their blog of like the user experience. And it basically just looks like similar stuff to what the Quest does. where you can map out your room by point, like you can, see
Mm,
pass through of your room and like point and draw the border. It can map your room automatically if you let it, where it'll like sense that there's a couch there or there's a coffee table there, stuff like that.
that's
So
good.
nothing major, but
Mm. But really good features to put into it.
yeah, for sure.
That's good. Yeah. My whole thing, just don't make me sick and I'll give it a try. I'll buy it. But
But you don't know until you buy it.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to buy it if I'm just going to get sick every time I get on it. All right, last bit of quick news here. GameStop removed an NFT of a ripoff of a man falling from the World Trade Center during 9/11 after it made about $100 on their new NFT service. Did you see this?
And I know they have an NFT service. I haven't looked into it at all,
They just
but
launched
this
this
is
NFT
this
service,
is
and
stupid.
a guy was making NFT. Well, he make his whole thing is like making astronauts, and what he did was, so it's a photo of a man who's falling and his head is towards the ground. All they
Yeah.
did was remove the man and put an astronaut there, and it's awful. Absolutely, yeah. I can't believe it went on as long as it did. It was quite a few days before GameStop actually took it down.
I mean
Which
that's part of the thing with the NFT market is it's like super unregulated. So
absolutely, don't buy NFTs, kids. All right, Joel, what you been playing? I don't have any collectibles to show off this week. If you do,
yeah, I don't really have any. I've been
all right,
3D printing Settlers of Catan pieces still. Got
never played it.
a lot being printed, but um, so I've been playing my Steam Deck. I added emulators to it, and that's been super fun because I've been playing a bunch of old games. Like I started playing NBA Street Volume 3, NFL. Fuck, what's it called? What's NFL Street
It's
Volume
just
2?
NFL Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I've been playing those for the PS2 and GameCube. I booted up Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I've been playing a shit ton of Tony Hawk's Underground 1, and I adore that game so much. It's like
I like
that's
it too.
one of those that's one of those games where like I know I love it, right, in my head because I know I had a great time playing it when I was younger, but like I couldn't tell you what happens in the story, and then the second I booted it up, I saw one dude and I was like,
That's right.
I remember everything that happens in this game now.
All I remember from that game is the opening of the campaign where
The
Bam
dude's knocking on
Margera.
your window. Oh, you're thinking of 2.
Oh,
You're
is
thinking
that
of the
too?
second one.
Where it's Bam Margera and he's like in a hockey mask and I think he has like a leaf blower and he acts like it's a chainsaw.
That must be the second, because the opening of this game is just like your buddy knocking on your window, like, "Yo, let's go skate, dude."
Okay, that must be two then. Yeah, whatever. Um, yeah, those games are great. Those are the last good Tony Hawk games I can remember, besides the recent remakes.
Yeah, I got to get some emulators running better. Like I finally got the Dreamcast one running, but I accidentally downloaded like the Japanese version of Sonic Adventure, so I was like, I
Hell
can't play
yeah!
this. um, so stuff like
You
that, like that I can't
you
get the
can.
Xbox emulator to work. I got to look into that more.
Why do you need an Xbox emulator?
Just like an OG Xbox emulator, I don't know, to fuck around.
All right, might as well find out. Yeah, NFL Street. I remember liking better than NBA Street. There was the Mario one on the GameCube version of NBA Street Volume 3 that I enjoyed playing, but NFL Street was always more fun to me. I like that game. The second one I want to say is the really good one.
Yeah, I downloaded like the Nintendo Wii Smash game Brawl. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. It's just been fun going in and like getting ROMs of these older games and checking them out.
Brandon in the chat says Path of Titans. You get to play as dinosaurs and grow into bigger dinosaurs and kill other dinosaurs who are
Loops
typically
just
other
bought this
players.
game. Loops
What
just
is
bought
that?
this game. I think it just came out.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
No. Path of Titans.
Is it a Game Pass game?
I doubt it. It's an MMO apparently,
It's an
which is
MMO? Wait, you
Path
literally play as a fucking dinosaur.
Path of Titans is an MMO dinosaur video game. Survived during the prehistoric times in a massive multiplayer world. I mean, it can't be worse than our.
What?
It's on.
this this is weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is for that kid from your elementary school who pretended to be a dinosaur every recess.
Oh, there goes Scotty. He's roaring at lunch again.
But yeah, another game. This is pretty much all I've been playing, so I'm just getting all my shit over with now. Another game I've been playing on the Steam Deck is um, Simpsons Hit and Run. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
I
Game's
fucking
great.
love that game. That's
It's
another game where
so
it's like I know I
I
loved it, and then the second I started playing, I was like, oh, that's why I love it.
I cannot believe that that game has not gotten a remake yet. It that is the one that's the first one that comes to my mind now of games in that era, the early 2000s, where I'm like, that game is in most need of a remake. You see so many stories. I saw another story this week of a fan remaking it, and now they're
Yeah.
like hand drawing all of the cutscenes. Like that game needs a official AAA remake, and so many people will be happy. It's essentially just Grand Theft Auto with The Simpsons, and God, it's so good.
And the thing is emulating these games, like I feel like they look better than they did back in the day. Probably because back in the day I was playing it on like a tube TV or something.
Hmm. Yeah,
And now I have a feeling that these emulators can probably take advantage a little more of like the beefier hardware that you're using
yeah,
than a PS2 had. But yeah, that game, ooh, that game's a masterpiece. I love that
really
shit.
good. Hmm.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's all I've been playing in the past week. So
All right,
what
nice.
have you been up to?
I still need to knock out my Raspberry Pi and get some new emulated games on there. Um, hopefully, I also want to buy a new 3DS just so I can like there's like a ROM hacking scene for Mario Kart on there that I really want to try. So games I've been playing this week. First is As Dusk Falls. Put up quite a few guides on it over the week, and me and Adam Gumby had a spoiler discussion on the story that went up on our YouTube a couple days ago. So if you're interested in seeing how things went for us, go ahead and check there. Things went really bad for me and really good for him, so it's kind of interesting seeing how much different our paths went. Other than that, I've also been playing some Grand Theft Auto 5. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, there was a new update that came out. I think it's just called the Criminal Enterprises, and it adds in a new line of missions to do, some new cars, and I think it adds a lot of like increased money to various missions and stuff. So I've been playing a bit of that, getting back into that, and like I said, I ended up buying a package of cash for the first time in that game, so I actually have money.
How much? How much?
I'm
How much did you spend, and how much in-game credit did you get? I've
I
never even
spent
looked into it.
I spent $50. I want to say I got just under 3 million, maybe just over. It was around 3 million. Um,
Damn,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
expensive. I feel for three
I
million.
I I thought so too. The one thing that made I was thinking of like just doing the $20, which would have been like 1 million. But the one thing that pushed me over was like I was like, I've been playing this game for almost a decade and I haven't put any more money into it except for buying the online only thing that just came up. I was like, you know what? I'll give them $50 and I'm pretty good at holding myself off on buying more microtransactions. So that's it for me. I can enjoy the heist. I can get my money that way for anything else that I need after this. So I'm like, okay, $50 over a game that's been out for 9
So wait,
years.
is there
It's
a
fine.
new heist with this expansion?
No, there are missions. Like if you wanted to jump on, you and me could play like a line of missions, but it's not actually a heist.
Gotcha. We should do that. I love
We
that
should,
game.
yeah, I'm down. Um, yeah. Other than that, I've played more Dead by Daylight. Not much more to say than I've said the last few weeks. I'm just going in. I got back in on playing as the killer lately, trying to like level them up and get some achievements for playing as them. Uh, mixed mixed results there because I'm not good as the killer, but I enjoy that game. And what else have I been playing? I feel like I got back into Switch Sports. So that game kind of came out. We were super excited when it was announced, and then it just disappeared. Like we completely forgot about it. Uh, it's still fun to play. I won my first online bowling game, that like battle royale thing that
Nice.
they do. I won it. Other than that, I played like a couple games of Chambara. They added in do you know me Matt?
No. What's
So
that?
that was a me character in like the original Wii Sports. He was like the champion boxer that you had to fight. Um, they brought him back into the game, and I did a guide on him being in the game. So I did that and let him absolutely wipe the floor with me because I'm awful at Chambara. Yeah, but Switch Sports is mostly what I've been playing on my Switch. I'm really waiting for Splatoon 2 to come out. When is that out? September?
September, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so ready for that game to come out. September 9th. Okay.
Soon.
Yes. Um yeah, that's about all I've been playing.
Cool. Well, with that, we are going to end episode 196 of the Pixel Street podcast. As always, thank you so much for watching or listening to the show. Leave us feedback in the comments below. Let us know what you like or dislike about the show. We appreciate any and all feedback you want to give us. Also, follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street and check out our pinned tweet to join our Discord. Find links there to all of our social media stuff, including YouTube, Pixel Street videos over there. Subscribe to us there. Yeah, John, where can people find you on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Revek Shadows. You can also find my writing on gameper.com. Lots of just random stuff. Grand Theft Auto, Sims 4, did even a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone today. Just random stuff that I've been putting up lately. So yeah, as for the YouTube channel, I'm not planning on putting anything out this weekend because tomorrow I'm going in to get a mole removed, and I'm not sure how sore I'll be over the weekend. So yeah, we'll see what if anything comes out this weekend.
You can find me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63. We'll be right back here next week with episode 197 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.